about to hear is by way of research done by many who have had to surmount the numerous obstacles put in their path, possibly put in place to inhibit our way of thinking and to stop us deciding for ourselves how we wish to live. Above all, keep your mind open.
Well, this is one of those conspiracy theories that I really hope is not true. The reason being is because it's about one of the most hated men ever in the history of mankind. Declassified FBI documents seem to prove that the government knew that Hitler was alive and well and living in the Andes Mountains long after World War II. On April the 30th, 1945, apparently Adolf Hitler committed suicide in his underground bunker. His body was later discovered and identified by the Soviets before being rushed back to Russia. Is it really possible that the Soviets have been lying all this time and that history has purposely been rewritten? No one thought so until the release of the FBI documents. It seems that it is possible that the most hated man in history escaped war-torn Germany and lived a peaceful life in the beautiful foothills of the Andes Mountains. The intelligence community apparently knew. Released FBI documents are beginning to show that not only was Hitler and Eva Braun's suicide faked, the infamous pair might have had help from the director of the OSS himself, Alan Dulles. In one FBI document from Los Angeles, it's revealed that the agency was well aware of a mysterious submarine making its way up the Argentinian coast, dropping off high-level Nazi officials. What is even more astonishing is the fact that the FBI knew he was, in fact, living in the foothills of the Andes. Who is the mysterious informant is the next question, because there was one. In a Los Angeles letter to the Bureau in August of 1945, an unidentified informant agreed to exchange information for political asylum. What he told the agents was stunning. The informant not only knew Hitler was in Argentina, he was one of the confirmed 4 men who had met the German submarine. Apparently, 2 submarines had landed on the Argentinian coast, and Hitler with Eva Braun was on board the second. The Argentinian government not only welcomed the former German dictator, but also aided in his hiding. The informant went on to not only give detailed directions to the villages that Hitler and his party had passed through, but also credible physical details concerning Hitler. While for obvious reasons the informant is never named in the FBI papers, he was credible enough to be believed by some agents. The FBI tried to hide Hitler's whereabouts, apparently. Even with a detailed physical description and directions, the FBI did not follow up on these new leads. Even the evidence placing the German sub U-530 on the Argentinian coast and plenty of eyewitnesses' accounts of German officials being dropped off, no one investigated. Further proof comes in the form of architect Alejandro Bustillo, who actually wrote about his design and construction of Hitler's new home, which was financed by earlier wealthy German immigrants. Perhaps the most damning evidence that Hitler did survive the fall of Germany lies in Russia. With the Soviet occupation of Germany, Hitler's supposed remains were quickly hidden and sent off to Russia, never to be seen again. That is, until 2009, when an archaeologist from Connecticut State, Nicholas Bertoloni, was allowed to perform DNA testing on one of the skull fragments recovered. What he discovered set off a reaction through the intelligence and scholarly communities. Not only did the DNA not match any recorded samples thought to be Hitler's, they didn't match Eva Braun's familiar DNA either. So the question is, what did the Soviets discover in the bunker and where is Hitler? It was not only General Eisenhower who was concerned over Hitler's complete disappearance, Stalin also expressed his concerns. In 1945, the Stars and Stripes newspaper quoted then General Eisenhower as believing that the real possibility existed of Hitler living safely and comfortably in Argentina. Even though the skull that the DNA was tested and found not to be that of either Hitler nor Eva, Hitler's well-known dental issues and his custom bridge work were positively identified by his dentist and the dental assistant that was there at the time. And so the likelihood is that the conspiracy theorists have, over the years, had a field day with something that could be utter nonsense. Having said that, the dentist they went to identify the bridge work was the dentist who had made it in the first place and that Hitler had been going to for years. Is it possible that the dentist was in on the secret?
Keep your mind open.